Michelangelo is remembered as one of the greatest artists of the Italian Renaissance, and his greatest masterpiece was probably the interior of the Sistine Chapel. At the very heart of this masterpiece is the creation of Adam, the moment where God reaches out to touch Adam's finger and give him the gift of life. The painting reflects Michelangelo's deep understanding of the human body, his spiritual beliefs, and possibly even hidden messages about the mind, creation, and humanity itself. So what's really happening in this famous moment? Let's take a closer look and see why the space between two fingertips has become such an enduring image in art history. Born in 1475, Michelangelo was a preeminent Florentine sculptor, painter, architect, and poet who founded the High Renaissance style. Michelangelo's creative abilities and mastery in a range of artistic arenas define him as an archetypal Renaissance man, along with his rival and elder contemporary, Leonardo da Vinci. Michelangelo achieved fame early. Two of his best-known works, the Pietà and David, were sculpted before the age of 30. Although he did not consider himself a painter, Michelangelo created two of the most influential frescoes, the scenes from Genesis on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Rome and the Last Judgment on its altar wall. The Sistine Chapel in the Vatican was originally built by Pope Sixtus IV. In 1505, Pope Julius II invited Michelangelo back to Rome, initially to build the Pope's tomb, a project that would remain unfinished for 40 years. The commission to paint the chapel ceiling came in 1508. Initially tasked with painting the 12 apostles, Michelangelo persuaded the Pope to allow him a more complex scheme. The resulting work, completed between 1508 and 1512, covers over 500 square meters and contains over 300 figures. For 4 years, Michelangelo worked on scaffolding 65 feet above the floor, lying on his back with paint constantly dripping on him. Later, Michelangelo added the dramatic Last Judgment on the altar wall. The frescoes have been restored several times, most famously between 1980 and 1994. This work brought back colors and details hidden for centuries, though some critics argued that parts of Michelangelo's original brushwork were lost in the process. The composition shows God as an elderly, white-bearded figure, wrapped in a swirling cloak, reaching out with his right hand toward Adam. Adam lies on the lower left, completely naked, reclining on a rugged hillside. Though physically perfect, he appears spiritually dormant, waiting for the spark of life. His left arm is extended in a pose that mirrors God's, visually expressing the divine idea that humanity was created in the image and likeness of its creator. The focal point is the small gap between their index fingers. This space signifies that God, the giver of life, is reaching out to bestow life upon Adam. The fresco is ordered by a remarkable symmetry, which is fundamental to the work. Tracings reveal long, curved lines that connect the two figures, with the primary line charting the arc of their arms and joining their shoulders. The bodies and limbs are connected by parallel planes, and God's eyes gaze directly into Adam's. This structure guides the viewer's eye from right to left and back, creating a dynamic tension and an impression of curved space between the two figures. This careful arrangement and flowing symmetry not only shapes the viewer's experience, but also opens the door to countless interpretations and spanning theology. Some scholars see God as imparting the 10 Commandments to Adam at the moment of creation, so he may know how to conduct himself. This makes Adam's creation a precursor to the meeting between God and Moses on Mount Sinai. In this view, the Creator acts as an anxious father, giving last-minute advice to his son. Michelangelo himself may have seen a parallel between God's creation and his own artistic act, with the life-giving touch of God symbolizing the power of the artist's hand. Scholars have long debated the identity of the mysterious figures surrounding God in the creation of Adam. The The most widely accepted theory, first proposed by Walter Pater, identifies the female figure under God's left arm as Eve, due to her feminine appearance and gaze toward Adam. The other 11 figures are interpreted as the souls of Adam and Eve's unborn progeny, the entire human race. Michelangelo's mastery of anatomy may hold the key to hidden imagery. Some researchers argue that the shapes behind God outline a human brain. Others interpret the red cloak as a uterus and the green cloth as an umbilical cord, symbolizing the birth of man, explaining why Adam has a navel despite not being born naturally. Two key preparatory sketches for the creation of Adam are housed in the British Museum in London, revealing his detailed planning process. The first is a scheme for the decoration of the vault of the Sistine Chapel, studies of arms and hands. It focuses on Adam's limp hand before God ignites it with the spark of life. Michelangelo drew this over an earlier stylus sketch of the vaulted ceiling. The sheet measures about 27 by 39 centimeters. Completed in 1511, the second sketch, Studies of a Reclining Male Nude, Adam in the Fresco, The Creation of Man, was done in dark red chalk, Michelangelo's favorite medium for its ability to create precise lines. This allowed him to create a sparkling, detailed surface for Adam's skin. He used a live male model to capture the pose and emphasize the muscular contours, ensuring that every chapel visitor could clearly see the figure from 68 feet below. While the torso is fully detailed, the rest of Adam's body remains unfinished. For Michelangelo, the sketch had served its purpose. It allowed him to refine Adam's torso and gain full confidence before painting the final fresco. At the same time, these careful studies reveal the artistic influences and inspirations that shape the composition as a whole. From classical sculpture, the muscular form of Adam in the red chalk study is thought to be influenced by the Belvedere torso, a Roman copy from the 1st century, modeled after an ancient Greek statue that he greatly admired. Above all, the Holy Scriptures guided Michelangelo. His deep religious faith, combined with the trust placed in him by the Pope, meant that the Bible was likely his primary source of creative and theological ideas, more so than the Neoplatonism popular in his day. The creation of Adam serves as a powerful conduit between art and religion, designed to spark reflection and deepen our appreciation of how art can help us understand spirituality. What do you think about Michelangelo's masterpiece? Share your thoughts and favorite details in the comments below. And if you enjoyed exploring this story with us, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss any of our future videos.